podcast is now in session. Let's get started.
All right.
Another day, another dollar, another podcast.
Another day, another dollar. You know what, actually? All the There are a lot of folks that have been hounding me about why I'm such a Mark Carney guy and what Mark Carney is doing. So,
Yeah, I think our mics have to be maxed out. Um,
oh yeah, yeah, okay. But yeah, a lot of folks have been trying to,
Tim Carney.
yeah, just trying to critique my Team Carney approach. I'm not being paid by Mark Carney, if you all know what. Um, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people. I feel like more Canadians, or I shouldn't say more Canadians, I'll say more of our audience sides with me on the fact that he's all talk.
See, it's because you carried iPad, so today I also brought my own iPad. Let me just, I'm gonna have notes. I'm going to have notes so that I come correct with like the facts
Okay.
of what McCartney is actually doing.
Okay.
So I'm not even like I'm not even gonna sweat it, but yeah. Another day, another chill. One thing I would say is consistency is good, so we're gonna try keeping up on the consistency.
Yeah, we need to fix the time consistency though.
We need to, yeah, but
So,
hey,
so guys, it's a late night show. So at some point we'll come online.
it's a late night show. You know what? Actually, we added some nice like refreshers. So shout out to we're doing some drinks today.
There you go.
It has some cucumbers. No
Some-
sugars,
No
which
sugar,
I like.
natural sugars.
Which natural sugars?
There's like orange, squeezed orange
Yeah,
juice,
it's fine. No processed sugars.
slices
How about
of
that?
lemon.
Fiber, green, some cucumber. I can say I've
There's
had
cucumber.
vegetables.
There's mint. Yeah, like it's my veggie for the day.
Anyways, shout out to y'all, man. We're upgrading the podcast for y'all.
Yeah. So please let us know. We're trying some new things from a technology standpoint. Video hopefully looks better today. Audio hopefully sounds. Actually, we had to revert to the old audio. We tried something new on the audio front. It backfired. So
Yeah, eventually when we have a lot of time on our hands, we can fix the time. But
Yes.
right now, like we're trying to do what we love to do, just chat about politics on a Sunday, and whenever we have the time in the late night, we'll do it.
yeah, at some point. At
You know
night.
what? Actually, you can actually just hit the bell. I just realized if you hit
Yeah,
the bell and
yeah.
subscribe,
Yeah.
you'll know whenever we're live.
You'll know
and
when we're live and you
quickly
can join
just
in.
Flip up your phone and put on your AirPods.
And also let us know. We're also kind of brainstorming the idea of getting some of you to be on the podcast to share your.
You
ideas.
see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get those paid subscribers. All you all that are for the Federal Progressive Conservative Party. Actually, we can have you on that. You know what? McCartney is not scared to face any of the points they bring. And also, I have my iPad here.
You have your iPad. You have facts.
I have facts as to what McCartney is doing. But yeah, we really should do that one of these days. Figure out like a system to get some of
Yeah.
y'all part of the discussion. So
Especially the OG subscribers, like
yeah. So if you're one of the few subscribers that you subscribe before we start this, we'll probably put you on the rotation, and the new subscribers can wait for the next season or something.
All right, I'll add that to the list of things you need to figure out from a technology standpoint how best to execute on that idea.
Yeah.
We're agile, processing things on the fly. Before we get carried away, though, happy International Women's Day to all
Yeah.
the women out there.
Trust men to get carried away. For the one day we feel for the women. But yeah, happy International Women's Day. Shout out to shout out to my mom, shout out to my wife, shout out to the ladies in our spheres of influence. Actually, I don't know. I think I'm doing a bad job at this.
So I just said happy International Women's Day.
You know what?
The secret is if you talk too much, you tend to talk out of line at some point.
What?
It's like Mark Carney, just talk too much.
Nah, G, I'm gonna double down. You all are legends. How about that? You all are
You're the
doing
real MVPs.
You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot, and hopefully, eventually there'll be parity. How about that?
Party of what?
Just parity of you know what? I'm talking too much now.
You
Happy
are talking
International
to me now,
Women's Day.
because you could take that so many different ways.
No, like eventually, like the idea is just to say, hey, look, we need to appreciate the women, like just for who they are and how they've their history, the journeys, like all they have to overcome.
Just give this guy a shovel. just keep digging yourself.
See, like McCartney, I'm not good at politics, but you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
an
good
outsider.
at. I'm an outsider. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what the. I'm not sure what the political correct way is to do, but hey,
Just say Happy International Women's Day.
what does Happy International Women's Day? When you say Happy International Women's Day, what does that mean? Why can't you say something from the heart? Like, why can't you just like show up and think about like from the heart? Happy International Women's Day. How about that?
Sure, if you want to add from the heart, okay. From the heart, Happy International Women's Day. Full stop.
Okay, but what do you do on the International Women's Day? Like,
It's. I mean, it's the same as International Men's Day. You know, you get.
there's no International Men's Day. Yo.
So
There's no
actually, let's
International
put it
Men's
this:
Day.
there's 4 Women's Days in a year, and there's actually one day for men in a year.
No, I think what they would say is there's 361 men days.
And 4 for women.
But you know which one are the 4 women's days you're thinking? I think Mother's
There's
Day.
Mother's Day, there's Mothering Day, there's Women's Day.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
I mean, Valentine's is also a women's day.
so there's 5.
It's 5. And then their
And then
birthday.
their birthday, wedding anniversary.
Happy International Women's Day, yo.
Yeah, now you drag me into digging myself into.
No, like literally, like without you. How about this? Without the women in our lives.
Why are you still talking?
No, like
about
I'm trying to
this?
say something. Like
You have to say something meaningful.
it's like your birthday, happy birthday. Like it's good that you say happy birthday, but you can just say like, man, I appreciate you. You know what? Like you say a prayer, God bless you, God increase you, kind of thing. Like just add some nice spice or garnish on.
Yeah, but then that's how you started talking about parity, and then it's like, okay, when you have to, okay, what are we trying? Okay, let's all sports be co-ed.
Let me do this.
May the best man win.
This is why we need more days for women, Samuel. This is why. Because, you know what, without you, life...
I cannot take you serious.
without the women in our lives, they will be... It might be a bit complicated. How about that?
Sure.
So we need to celebrate the fact that they bring some, like sanity, spice, and regularity to our life. So yeah, along with it, I love the fact that we went to like finding out the importance of International Women's Day.
Yes.
I don't know if we should be making International Women's Day about us, but hey, happy International Women's Day. Let's keep it simple.
Let's keep it simple. Yeah.
Well, anyways, let's go to the pod, y'all.
Yeah, talking about women, Mark Carney.
Come on. We can't do McCartney and Danielle Smith are on a good. I don't know what people are trying to push with like Danielle Smith.
Bro,
feels like she signed an MOU and then is like campaigning against Carney now.
I don't blame her. Like, you know how, like, I feel like she found herself in this weird manipulative situationship with Mark Carney. So you sign that MOU to, let's unlock Alberta energy, blah, blah, blah. But she just, all kinds of shackles and handcuffs all around her from an execution standpoint. She can't. So let me read this story here. So the core of the federal Alberta energy deal, a proposed carbon tax, could make oil expansion uneconomic, potentially undermining the very industry it's meant to support. Meanwhile, political maneuvering is underway as an election looms. So the proposed carbon tax is gonna add $20 per barrel of, like, Canadian shale is already expensive enough to extract from the ground.
You know what?
You now self-impose a $20 per barrel. Like,
so you're not really so. Oops. I guess some of our new infrastructure is also falling down, but it's all good. I think everything is good, but it's just a socket that fell down. But yeah, like imposing the $20 per barrel, I think is yes with the carbon tax, but there's credit that I don't think this article in National Post is even giving credit to the fact that if you build out the carbon capture, you can use that for credits. Like like where like some of the carbon taxes go into build out carbon capture.
all of this is still manufactured by the Canadian government.
Yeah, but I was thinking about this. Like, I know, like right now,
you create a problem and then you create a fake solution, and then
it's not.
you're doing these gymnastics too.
There's going to be gymnastics, but I feel like obviously the politics right now is not supporting a carbon tax, which I agree. The
Yes.
politics right now is saying, hey, why are we adding extra costs to
We're tariffing ourselves.
Yeah, that's what Pierre was saying. Which I would say like Pierre has been on a good run lately. Like I would say like, but again, could it be too late? Before we get to that, we're adding the carbon tax, industrial carbon tax, not necessarily consumer
It
carbon.
doesn't matter who is paying. The consumer ends up paying for it regardless. Yeah.
It's unpopular right now.
It's
Only
unnecessary.
because,
So okay, how about this? Why should there be an industrial carbon tax for the extraction of oil?
the reason I was thinking about this is I'm not sold on there should be, but I can see a reason that hey, even though it's unpopular now, climate change and the issues that might come out from again our oil extraction and oil like dependency and high energy again. Nobody is saying that now we should be talking about it. People need economic boom right now.
See, not just so think about it this way. There's, let's say, 40 million Canadians.
Yeah.
The amount of energy we need is the amount of energy we need.
Yes.
Whether we produce it or we buy it, we need
Yes.
the energy.
Yes. And also, if all we do is unleash and everybody is just energy, and we're actually destroying the future.
No, my point is that regardless of the climate, we need the energy. It's gonna come.
Yes, and I've seen
We're
like
either gonna buy it, or we partner, or we build. Because
Yeah.
that's Mark Carney's actual strategy. It's not build, partner, buy. It's buy, partner, build.
no. The only reason that we have to buy first is timelines to get stuff quickly. Yes, we need energy. We're a bit dependent on liquefied natural gas. Obviously, we should find. We probably also have one of the most what's the word like. The way we actually get our natural gas is actually reputable across the board.
Sure.
Either ways, a carbon capture program and building a carbon capture facility in Alberta would also give us that reputation and help us to export that technology out there. That's where I'm thinking about. It's
Wait,
not
no, no, no,
popular
no, no.
now.
Wait,
No,
what?
Listen to me. It's not popular now.
Carbon capture program. What's the acronym for that?
It's a carbon capture program. We're capturing the carbon
Yeah.
and using the carbon tax to fuel that program, build out the facility. That's the whole. Like we're not taking the carbon tax to go and spend in Ottawa. We're taking the carbon tax to build carbon capture.
So, carbon capture. When you capture the carbon, like, what's the return on that?
The return on that again. That's why I say it's not popular now because
but like,
people are not
it-
seeing the return now. But I'm saying, imagine a world, and I was thinking about this really. Like, if the long-term consequences of everybody just going all in on energy now, because I saw like a stat like this week about how actually where in terms of climate change everything is going way faster than previously
the
thought.
climate's being
Like
more quickly warmed
yeah,
up.
atmosphere getting warmed up really quickly. Now, the implications still are not yet to be seen. Scientifically, the implications forecasted are dim and gleam and very, very like dangerous either ways. But also, people have current implications, economic implications that need to be solved right now that we can't afford to look too far. That's why I say I'm not sure if the carbon tax, industrial carbon tax, limiting it is like right now we need to allow our economy to move forward.
So I'm not saying that climate change is a hoax. All I'm trying to say,
Why are we starting with it? You're not trying to say. Okay, how about this?
because I feel like it's very easy to interpret my position as climate change is a hoax and the Earth is flat. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I'm not forecasted to see how round the Earth is. Is that where you're coming from?
No. What I'm saying is that the problem of climate change is a problem that's solved through research and development. That's what our universities should be involved with. It's solved through technology, taxation, and it's such a very slimy way to solve the problem of climate change.
No, I don't think it's solving. I don't think they're taxing to solve the problem of climate change. I think they're taxing to build out carbon capture facilities. And if Danielle Smith builds out that carbon capture, there's no industrial carbon tax.
So for her to generate revenue for her province, she needs to spend money to build out this your CCP program.
No, I'm just thinking about like it's a good program to build. It's still a bet, though. Don't get me wrong. But if Canada is leading in carbon capture, think about a world where
Let's lead in energy creation, please, and
so
natural.
okay.
gas.
How
Let's
about
lead
this?
in
How about this?
more
If Canada
pressing
leads
things,
in
uranium
energy,
production.
how about this? If Canada leads in energy production and also carbon capture, we become a place where we're not we're creating a standard on how to get natural gas, liquefied natural gas, use energy from fossils, and still have a good, what do you call it, global climate environment. This is based on the fact that if, as science has predicted, if this gets crazy around the world, think about a world where we have gotten ahead of it. We have built one of the best industry-leading carbon capture programs in Alberta. We also have an energy market. Like right now, everybody doesn't care the price of energy. Everybody will be coming to. If Canada has oil, people will buy oil now
You know
because
what's a cool thing for Canada to do? Incentivize people to figure out a revenue generating model for carbon capture.
I think that's what
No.
the
Now, right
MOU
now,
was
you're
saying.
slapping $20 on every barrel of
No,
oil
right now
that Alberta. It's not on Alberta to figure out carbon capture.
Yeah, but it's on the people that want to produce.
No, the energy is there. The natural gas, the oil is there. It's going to be a source of revenue
Yeah.
for Alberta and for the country. Let's not tariff ourselves from generating that revenue that we can then put up, hey, $1 billion, whatever, when you're rich. $1 billion to anybody who figures out a revenue generating model for carbon capture. We'll fund how you scale from R&D to production, and we give you like a 10-year runway. And figure out the incentive. Well, people will come up with ideas to
People will
capture
come
that
up
carbon
with
and turn it
ideas.
into diamond.
I think
something.
we are on the same side on this. That I don't think it's worth limiting economics now that people need Canada to
Yes.
flourish for a bet. The only thing I'm saying is still a bet on Carney's side. The bet is, do we start now and then reap the benefits if it actually happens? If it doesn't happen, that means we spent a lot of money, we hindered ourselves, and nothing happened.
I mean,
You're going
Justin
from the fact
Trudeau
that
did consumer
No,
carbon tax how many years?
yeah,
Where's the return on that
yeah,
investment?
consumer carbon tax is just like we should not even have.
How did that
Consumers
fly
does not
from
even
a
like
political standpoint?
consumers that don't even like have any impact. They create like a tiny dot. And also too, I've never been a fan of Stephen Gilbo, who was pushing a lot of those
Hasn't he has resigned now? So.
yeah, he's resigned, but I've never really been a fan of like an activist climate approach because there's a current economic crisis that people are facing that
Yeah.
we need to balance. I think what I'm saying is the bet that Kanye is really making is if eventually, yeah, this economic phase goes and we're now in a climate crisis, it would be better to be prepared. Now, if it never happens, we spend a lot of time, we tax a lot of time, and if we never had a climate crisis, and we also never had like maybe a maximum economic boom like we could have had without the tariffs. You on the other side are saying, let's have the economic boom. And then when we've gotten the boom, let's saying like
Cash
it
money.
might be too late.
It might not be too late.
It
They've
might be
been saying
too late.
I did model United Nations when I was in
High
junior school.
I remember
I
doing
was so
the-
young. Even back then, I remember writing the report. I was like, this does not make sense. The report said it by the scientific consensus is clear. The globe is warming at 10. I'm like, I don't even believe that for 1 second.
Like, so
but
the
that was
issue-
what you had to write
to get like
the.
true. But the issue
If I
is
showed up there and I was like, man, like climate change is a hoax. the
if you
earth
showed
is
up there and
flat,"
said the
like,
earth is
what?
flat, yeah, it's like, man, you probably shouldn't go to university at this point. But I think the issue is economics. People are feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Climate people are not so feeling it right now.
Who are the climate people?
The people are not feeling climate now. I agree with you that it's not like it's more of a crisis that might happen way beyond maybe COVID, the economic crisis. Again,
It's
this-
one of those like
good
doom
leaders-
and gloom type crisis that is like, are
it's
you
like
sure
it's no.
gonna
It's,
happen?
how about this? How about this?
So the
How
world
about
is
okay?
gonna-
Here's a good. It's like today I had to spray the balcony to clear all the snow and all what my dog has been doing out there. So I was like, all right, should I leave the hose tied to the outside faucet? I was like, let me check the weather. If it goes below zero, it might freeze and everything is connected, and I'll have a problem. Now, by removing the hose, am I saying that it's going to freeze? I'm like, you know what? It's better safe than sorry. If the worst case scenario happens, now I could have left it -1 for 2 hours, will not break up my pipes. But again, I don't want to be sorry then and then. It's like, oh, I could have just gone out, closed everything. I'm saying
Maybe you should tax yourself for doing
Again,
that.
yeah,
Like,
I didn't have to tax myself $20 to go out and
exactly. That's
to
my
your
point. I'm like,
point.
sure. Let's all agree that the climate is warming up and whatnot, but the carbon tax is not this. Whether you call it industrial or consumer, the consumer pays. So
I mean,
like, I mean, yeah, like if you produce oil at $100 a barrel, like you're gonna sell it at 100 and something.
fair. I agree that currently the economic crisis is what is, and is not popular. And I think Carney would find a way to adjust for it. But I also think it might be a good move to set up a carbon capture program, one of the largest in North America, probably in the world actually, and set up a standard for, hey, if this country is able to be high energy producing and also have technology to reduce the effects on our atmosphere, it might be the standard for where everyone wants to come and live.
I think it's just too idealistic. It's like an utopian vision. It's not going to be sustainable if you tell companies build out this carbon capture and they cannot
Like
connect that thing to their bottom
before
line.
the economic crisis happened, it was very popular. It
What,
was very
carbon
popular.
capture?
Like the whole carbon tax. This was like what
Carbon what?
yeah,
Carbon tax was
yeah,
never popular. Pal.
no,
Like,
it was popular. This was before.
yeah, it was popular by. Oh, I was gonna say tree huggers, but let me just drink some water.
No, it was popular in the sense that, like, the only reason it became unpopular is because there was economic crisis, right? Jobs started getting affected. Global economics changed. Justin Trudeau started creating taxes left, right, and center that were just taking more money for the government, and everything started to become, especially in the Canadian context. But this was the reason Trudeau was elected. Like the whole
To implement carbon
no,
tax.
no, not the whole climate agenda was one of the reasons it was popularly because half of
Yeah, because
time
it's such a
was
fake thing to campaign on.
no.
Like,
Again, politics is all about what is on people's mind right now. People's mind right now is economic and pocketbook issues, right? That's why Pierre almost won like last year and he was on track to win. But eventually, when economics is sorted out and people start to see a reality of climate, then it's like it's first world problems that
It
people
is very
you
much so
really
a
need to be
first world
ahead
problem.
of that, right? Because if it becomes more than just a first world, it becomes like an existential crisis. Then it's like, hey, what were you doing? We will be on the same podcast saying, yo, what were you doing for the last 20,
So,
25 years?
like I said, sure, do something about it, but it has to be something that is sustainable. And for sustainability, it needs to be a revenue generating model.
Okay.
Like there needs to be a system built where yes, let's capture the carbon, but let's turn that thing into something we can sell.
I think that was the goal. That's the goal. Eventually, like
It doesn't happen by tariffing people.
Fair, but we have to spend money to build a carbon capture program.
Like I said, let's make the money, and then let's put up incentives.
When would we make the money? In
We'll
10
make
years
the
from now?
Like Carney went to India. See, sometimes I look for reasons to give this guy credits. Well, I'm trying to figure out which line I had copied out from the article about. He says something about December timeline.
Oh, like where he said by the end of December have a free trade partnership with like a what's it called, the PEC, like comprehensive economic
It was
partnership.
okay.
Like him and
Oh
India.
yeah, okay. This is actually the first line. So Prime Minister Mark Carney is pushing for a free trade deal with India by year end, by December, aiming to stabilize Canada's trade amidst global volatility and repair strained diplomatic ties. So what exactly did he sign while he was in India?
So that my guys and your
I'm
guys
trying
can
to
come
so,
together.
so yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's like, okay, my people will call your people to arrange something, and then by
Yeah.
December we'll have it. This like,
Yeah, but that's prime ministers and presidents don't just sit down and start to write.
huh?
They don't start.
Huh?
It's like you give the go ahead.
I've heard of some people, some presidents that sign trade deals in the multiples
No, see,
within a matter of months.
Mans is signed. Look,
This guy is basically telling us, hey, we're going to set up a committee to figure out how to best do this. And then we'll have another committee to audit that committee. And another committee to approve that one. And then it will come to... And then by December, we'll have a trade deal. Like, that's...
like again, in politics, this is what 2 years. Imagine if India and first of all, they criticized him for setting up the same thing. What did he do when he talked to China? He said by the end of the year there will be a full trade, but it's stages. For example, in March, right now BYDs are coming. 19,000 I saw.
Hey,
Like,
let's not
estimate-
even talk about those BYDs because first of all, BYDs are not coming.
They're not coming.
They're not coming this
Where-
year.
No.
You're not seeing them
Yeah,
anytime soon.
But they're going to either ways. But I'm just saying, like,
Which goes to my point of there's all kinds of write-ups and statements and MOUs and
think about it.
deals.
I'm saying, like, if you look at it in
And then it turns out that it's the EVs that we're already seeing, the Volvos, the Polestars, the Teslas.
wait, are you saying that BYDs are actually inside all of these guys?
No, but it's like these guys are making them in China, so now all they can do is bring the stuff.
Those
making
the guys
in
that
China.
we're already making in China can come. But I'm saying BYDs are also coming. They're
They
also
will
part of the
at some
list.
point in a
No,
couple
they're-
years.
they're also part of the list.
It's gonna be a while for Canadians to see BYDs on.
See,
on
when I see the first BYD, I'm starting the live stream from there.
just live stream
I'm
from
just gonna
wherever
live
we
stream
are.
from
Just
there. But it's, I'll show you, like, hey, yo, don't literally jump on the podcast right now because we're in a BYD, we're in a BYD Uber, for example, and driving around Toronto. But again, we would like things to be instantaneous. But this is a country of 1 billion people. It's a country that is
sure.
more
He's
than 1 billion.
negotiating
literally.
with the prime minister as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, and one, we have not had good diplomatic relations, right? So it will be.
Oh wait, why do we not have good diplomatic relations with India?
I mean, like, we've had like some security concerns over
Okay.
here. We've had some,
Foreign interference in our elections.
we've-
What else?
No, I'm just saying, like, again, economics and security. Let's just put those two things aside for now.
Okay.
Let's deal with them independently. India has really good, like, economic, like, having a good partnership and a trade understanding with them will be good for economics for Canada. Like, you can think about what we can import, export, and so on and so forth. But either ways, the Prime Minister going to India and Prime Minister Modi also talking to Carney is huge. Trudeau never got this kind of, like, after he said,
Trudeau was busy accusing them of everything under the sun.
yeah, but I'm saying, like, never got those kind of privileges on the global stage. Like, Carney is doing repairing those diplomatic ties. It's not gonna happen overnight, but the fact that the Prime Minister of India is like, hey, I've already allocated my, let's say, my foreign affairs minister, and Carney is like, my foreign affairs team also come together. Let's hash out a deal that's good for Canada, good for India trade, and that's all he knows. The talking is putting into motion action. So he's not going to. The Prime Minister is not going to start digging, like,
He doesn't need
he's
to
not-
dig.
or building. It's like, hey, let's start this. All right, are you good? Well, I'm going to make sure that I clear all the roadblocks on our end. You make sure you clear all the roadblocks. If there are any issues, imagine, like, the two foreign teams are talking. It's like, hey, Carney, can you talk to Modi to clear this issue? Get on the phone. Issue is resolved. Economic trade moving
See.
because it's in the best interest of Canada.
Sure, he can do his trade deal by December. But if at least I was reading that article and I was like, while they're working on that trade deal for December, India has committed to buying XYZ billion dollars worth of Canadian ABC. Okay, he actually achieved something.
You probably don't know. Let's wait for the next episode. we'll
Wait for
probably
the
say.
news
But I'm
cycle.
saying, like, again,
I mean, I'm happy to wait.
and also too, I
but,
think he
mean,
did
this
he did
guy's,
some things around research, like AI research, like allowing some AI research, even students, like, back and
What
forth.
does that even mean?
Again,
Like, why should anybody listening to our podcast care about any of it? Like, I'm just
Samuel,
trying.
I don't know if
I'm
you know where
trying
the world is going
I'm trying to connect what Carney is doing to what the common person should
Yes,
care about.
yes.
A lot of it seems so high level and abstract and so like
That's why by December it's going
grandiose
to be
and
like, that's the whole point. It's high level talks that has a date for final implementation.
I have a feeling that December will come and go and everybody will have forgotten about.
March
This-
came
this
and
so-called promise.
the promise for the MOU around China and importing and tariffs is already here. In fact,
What
China.
is here?
No, I'm saying, like,
when,
here
like I said, you can start when we see the BYDs on our streets. We can
again. The deal was
actually
announced.
when we see BYD manufacturing start happening in Canada, then we can talk. Because buying a bunch of EVs from another country, okay, sure, anybody buy partner build, right?
Hey, but you're reducing the cost. Imagine, like, now there's a lot of, like, cheaper vehicles people can afford to transport easily. Again,
Sure.
it's still China, but
We haven't seen the vehicles yet. All we know now for now is we can travel back and forth without visas. So
and make some free trade deals. Free trade deals. But yeah, no, the India one, it would have been nice for it to also come with some bangers. Again, Canada. Remember when we started this was Canada's leverage is non-existent, not because of Carney, but with the hand that Carney has been dealt, you can see motion. Like I don't know how you can see motion.
You can hear and read. I'm not seeing.
You can see motion.
I'm not seeing.
You
Jack.
can see motion, literally.
I am
like
not seeing anything.
But very soon, it will come full circle. This is what 1 year gone, year 2 now. Let's see how things come around.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about energy and some free trade topics. To go back to the topic of what we can produce and what we can sell as a country, critical minerals, we spoke about it last week as well. There was 27,000 people in the mining industry that were in Toronto for a conference last week.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the urgency of developing critical minerals, especially with the geopolitical landscape right now in the world, supply chain vulnerabilities and things like that. So how can we quickly secure the vital resources that we will need, or the world will need, and position Canada? Talk about industry leadership. Let's not be an industry leader in carbon capture. How about that? Let's be an industry leader in building things that people want.
Industry leader, obviously. Eventually, we're not currently industry leaders. We're working towards that. We are not also industry leaders.
I'm just saying, let's aim towards being an industry leader.
If you just aim in doing one thing, you don't diversify.
No, different thing. We want to be industry leaders in building things that people want to buy from us. That's what, not carbon capture that nobody wants the carbon. Like, let's build things people want. Now, why is that important to Canadians and our audience?
Yeah.
Imagine what the Canadian economy will look like with all the jobs that a proper critical mineral strategy could have. Like, think of the engineers, the trades people, the administrative people, HR, finance, commodities trading, like people who do global exports, imports, supply. Like, look, the industry, just one industry, like.
Critical minerals is a huge industry, especially in Ontario.
It's wild how many people are going to be employed just from one industry being successful.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing it and Mr. Carney?
Basically, Carney sees this, man.
What is he seeing?
He's seeing critical minerals and actually, that's also part of the India trade discussion.
India said they want to buy our critical minerals, but where are the critical minerals?
That's not Carney's fault that there are no critical minerals.
No, but see,
Carney is developing is supporting the critical minerals. He's supporting the start. In fact, not that Prime Minister in a long time has actually supported both critical minerals and pipelines.
As much as I don't like Doug Ford, I think he's doing more for critical minerals than Mark Carney.
But Doug Ford has to do because it's Ontario, and I think Doug Ford is doing good, which is fine. And also, there's also, I think this was also part of the federal, what they call those things, economic zones that they created.
What major projects?
Major products office.
I
think it might be
just may have list. Zero action.
It may have been part of the major project zones and so on and so forth. But yeah, Doug Ford is doing a good job with the critical minerals. But also the Ontario Ring of this. Doug Ford has been saying this for years. Again, that's the thing with politics. When you're talking about that, when he was running for election 2-3 years ago, Ring of Fire was number one in their debate, but it was not urgent because AI was not really a thing. Now, you don't wait till it's needed for you to start.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
That plug for carbon capture. I think we've established that nobody wants the carbon.
You don't wait till it's I don't know if it will be needed, but you can make a bet to diversify your economy. Allow for a pipeline while you're also allowing for a carbon. That's just a smart move.
But that's not diversifying. One is just you tie anchors to your ship.
Even the smartest investors hedge their bets.
Yes, but like I said, let's figure out how carbon capture.
Imagine you go and spend all the billions.
It's hard to convince a business to take on activities that are not revenue generating. It's so hard. That's why the whole concept of corporate social responsibility exists, and they're like, okay, well, how do we get the goodwill of people?
Corporate social responsibility is in the mud. right? Because it's not popular, so no one is taking a lead. So if a government also just
I mean,
allows,
it shouldn't really be popular. Corporations exist to generate value.
ugh, so, like they should also, like, that's what we're seeing now, that someone will just basically wake up and say, you know what, AI is replacing everybody because value is coming from AI. No, it's not helping. If you don't have someone to basically hedge the bet that eventually, if you just build all these pipelines without investing in something that helps with Canada's general well-being in the future, you might be one of those people that just get the pipeline, get the oil, disappear when oils are no longer, when everything now goes to, we don't need oils.
So
Well,
you're saying carbon capture is the solution to climate change?
no, I'm just saying that if you're going to, if you can find innovative ways to have a diversified investment strategy, because again, we want to spin up critical minerals, we want to be energy dominant. But if you put your money in all of these things and you start investing, this will take 3, 4, 5 years
Okay.
to get like on production. In
Yeah.
3 to 4, we cannot tell what the world will look like in 3, 4, 5 years, right?
I mean, it's
So
gonna
if you,
look like a Canada that's energy dominant. And
yeah, but if the energy that we're dominant is not the energy that's needed at 5 years, you basically spend billions doing, and then people will come and look at you as like, oh, Mr. Carney.
So what energy will be needed in 5 years?
Again, Carney is not saying that we'll not need natural gas in 5 years.
Okay.
He's, again, it doesn't make sense. But if you invest in this, if you invest in critical minerals, in 5 years, yeah, we'll still need critical minerals. We may still need energy, but maybe in 5 years, people are more worried that we are burning from the sun than. I'm not saying 5 years. Again, 5 years is too short of a timeline, but I'm saying that maybe worries that it's accelerating faster than normal, and people might become, and then Kanye is like, hey, you know what, remember when we were building our energy dominance, we also
Okay.
set ourselves up
This is
to
like,
have a better climate strategy.
I think we've turned the climate into the boogeyman here.
No, I'm not saying, again, I do not know anything about how things would turn out, but I can see where Kanye is coming from. Let's not just go all in on something and then 5 years from now we are having a whole different story. How do we have a balanced strategy? Because we know none of these things all these investments will not pan out now. But it's better to start doing something now than wait.
Okay, it will not pan out from a revenue generation to Canada, but from Canadians getting jobs, feeling empowered to lead their lives and provide for their families and protect themselves. When people are busy, I mean, the statistics prove when people are busy working, learning, there's less crime, there's less chaos. Like, from that perspective, there is immediate return.
I mean,
Yes,
yeah, I agree with that. Like the human
versus
value.
like, no, stay home, stay home. The government will give you some money every month, and then let's just protect the climate. How about that? Like, that's our let's go all in on carbon capture. I'm like,
No, but I mean, it also, one of the cool things that also happened is the idea that I think I saw this also, but I think it's part of our notes here. Like the auto plant that we're trying to tie, like, again, it's going to bring jobs. If Korea or Germany decide to do the 20 billion submarine deal, they'll build auto plants. Jobs come. Right.
Let's talk about
If we
that.
invest in the critical minerals, jobs come. The pipeline, if someone is willing to build the pipeline, jobs come. Carney is not hiding any, it's not stopping you from building any of this thing. There's no carbon tax on building pipelines.
Okay.
There's no carbon tax on building pipelines, literally. So build that pipeline. There's a MOU. We have to
You
understand.
cannot just build pipelines
Again, that's where people come and say you cannot do. Oh, there's no.
because there's all kinds of regulation. It might not be carbon tax, but there are regulations.
There are regulations.
There's federal land. There's
But Carney's,
environmental
but Carney,
regulation.
that's what the MOU was. It's like, I'm going to make like whatever the roadblocks are federally, he's going to remove the roadblocks.
That's not what he said. He said Madam Smith should go figure them out first, and then
No, bring someone that wants to build the pipeline.
you brought up the submarine bid. So Canada is working on some sort of RFP for a contract, $20 billion to replace their aging submarines. So the two countries that are currently submitting bids are South Korea and Germany. My first question: what happened to build, partner, buy?
What do you mean?
Like what?
Like build? We're not going to build
There's no
submarines
expertise in
Canada.
Canada to
Like,
build submarines.
bro, we can't build everything, bro.
We cannot build everything, but
Like,
I'm just asking, like, why can they build submarines in Germany and we cannot? Like,
to be honest, maybe it's too cold in Canada.
I don't know, BC.
But yeah, like
Like, why can we not build some? Like,
I don't know if Canada like it's like has like the um has had over the years the investment to in the submarine industry, right? We've also not been like,
so what are we building in Canada? Like,
yeah, we're not building submarines. We don't. What are we using
we don't
submarines
build.
for? Like our submarines are aging. Like it takes us a while to turn over. The submarines are
Yeah,
old.
I mean, the quotes we're hearing are coming like, oh, we
Yeah,
can
but
deliver
20
one
billion is
submarine
crazy,
by
man.
2032. I'm like, oof.
Yeah, I get it. And that's another reason. Like it takes a long time to build submarines. It takes a long time to build submarines. That and I didn't even know about that because like I thought you could, you know, when you go and buy, you want to buy an iPhone. Yeah, the iPhone is here.
Yeah,
They don't have submarines.
they have submarines on the shelf that you go pick out.
You don't have submarines. I'm sure that, well, I guess for 20 billion, you can't just
so,
keep.
so I mean, sure, maybe we don't have the expertise or the capacity
But
to build
you know what
submarines.
the partnership is? Come and build, and whoever is going to get the $20 billion deal for submarine
They'll build them in
would
Canada.
no, not even build. No, you can build them wherever you want. But again, it's between Germany and South Korea. Those are really known. They are known for auto production. Build a factory in Canada.
To build the submarines.
More like to build the cars too.
Law.
Like, why would we want to build submarines? Like we don't. People need jobs, and the skills that we have, especially in Ontario, for example, our auto industry and auto manufacturing. If you build a factory that can build cars end to end using steel,
I think our universities really need to rethink their strategy for the
wait,
courses.
you want to have like a submarine building?
I think we should import professors from all these countries that are building submarines and whatnot. Let's bring the professors here. Let's import those businesses as opposed to just bringing in their products. We cannot just be a consumer economy. Like,
we cannot just be, but we are also like there are things we specialize in.
I want us to do it all. Not realistic, but I think there are some things that fundamentally we should consider at least building the capacity to do by ourselves. Because if you think about it, like, Canada is a fairly large country from a geographical standpoint.
Yeah, but we don't have a lot of people.
Eventually, the humans will
come to Canada.
will come to Canada. We need to have this diversity of job options.
Maybe when the humans come, they come with their skills of building submarines. But for now, like again, this is the first time I've heard Canada and submarine in the same sentence. Like the only thing I've heard is, and also hopefully these submarines also know how to work where there's ice. Because there's no place to sub from Ontario to BC. We have coast on one side, we have another coast, but the main places we need the submarines.
Northern coast.
Yeah, in the Arctic. Well, yeah, like again, if we can get the submarine is good, they can deliver the submarines 2020, 2030, 2032, and so on and so forth. But I like what the industry minister was saying. Whoever gets the deal will be based on a implementation of an auto factory in Canada. So either Korea or Germany, we need to get a deal to build a plant in Canada.
Sure, bring some jobs. Yeah, 25,000 jobs I think is what they were trying to get.
Yeah, it helped. Like at least the ones that were gone from the US. Again, is it?
Hopefully, our industry minister reads the contract this time. Before one day they will just close shop and go.
No, but we can sue them if they close. Like
yeah, that's how she threatened to sue Stellantis and co.
Yeah, but yeah, like again, we're diversifying our economy here. This is different from just having a Ford dealership where an American company come and do the same thing. The thing with the past administration is every deal, everything was mostly Americans coming to do and build in Canada. And when you have someone say, you know what, I'm getting up and going, that's a lot of dependence we've had. So it's better for us to depend on China, India, South Korea, Germany. Have a diversified partnership.
So when all of them decide to up and leave,
again, one of them might go, but then you have other people. And there's also things that we are also setting ourselves up to produce and sell and export. So
I'd like to know what some of those things are.
Again, I think we both agree the fact that there are critical minerals and natural gas and like energy in general. We can do better with maybe like improve and expand all those resources. And obviously, our agriculture is huge. I mean, we don't touch about agriculture because we're such in a very, very energy or technology world. But it's
I mean that's a whole other beast to tackle, because agriculture kind of in my mind falls in the same category as our aviation or our telecom or our banking industry. Just a bunch of, like, a small handful of people
yeah.
that just monopolize the industry. And it becomes political suicide for anybody to break up that, you know,
No,
mo-
but we can encourage competition,
yeah.
right? We can encourage competition.
How?
Like, hey, allow new
Wh-
players to come into the market.
You cannot just wake up and say allow. You have to create an environment that allows competition. Like, why is it that we're stuck with the same 3 or 4 mobile carriers? Like,
You know what? That's something I'll critique Carney on if he's not able to introduce. Because I feel like there was some talk to allow for foreign banks to come in and also foreign telcos to come in. That might shake things up. If he's not able to do that, maybe because behind the scenes those people actually do have a lot more power and sway. I'll probably critique him on that, but yeah, like I agree. Like the I don't even know what to call it, monopoly or duopoly or
oligopoly or something.
whatever.
Is it poly?
Is it literally something that is like is not helpful? Less competition is not helpful, and probably even in submarine deal, the fact that we have Germany and South Korea is already good competition enough. Like
Just two of them.
two of them, but I'm saying like it's better than just dealing with one country or two countries.
Yeah.
And even within Canada, we should even now, yeah, aviation too. We should allow for.
We should allow. So, I mean, there's a few things that within Canada, like we've spoken about the interprovincial trade barriers. I mean, right now, Ontario and Nova Scotia are figuring
Design
it out
those, yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
alcohol.
I also don't know why everything has to be. Was alcohol the big issue among interprovinces? Like,
I mean,
why are we setting up a whole press conference? Like, there should be more than just
but
alcohol sales.
It's wild how the alcohol trade between provinces was happening, where you have to buy through LCBO's online portal, if you're an Ontarian, I think, and you figure out your own shipping to wherever you are. Yeah, like they were. I was reading the story and it was so confusing. It's like it was such a
And
very
also the fact that like the drop in alcohol sales on the states is also having a huge effect also on our discussions with
yeah,
America.
well, I mean,
Like I'm like we should probably not be known for drinking a lot low key. Like I don't know if that's a good thing in general. I'm not trying to
Health Canada is gonna have to step up their messaging.
I'm not trying
around.
to it's like it's either these things have a huge sway on our economics or they're
Actually, alcohol does have quite this sway on.
oh my
You'd be
goodness.
surprised.
You think it's maple syrup? You know, like since I got off my processed sugar, I've been consuming a bit more maple syrup. Those things are expensive, man.
They are
We
expensive.
need to find more competition in the maple syrup industry,
Need to get more competition in there. Annoy the wrong
or
people.
maybe grow your own maple syrup.
Will they even let you?
That's a good question. I remember watching a Netflix show about that. There's a cabal that holds it up.
But yeah, so in the provincial trade, those barriers have to cut. Like, I think my whole idea is that there's so many things we can do in Canada now to help our situation, that we don't really need these fancy, oh, let's fly, do an Asia tour and sign fake papers that don't
The
contain
home
any
building,
agreements.
it's all
We
in
can
our
figure out
control.
home building. We can figure out interprovincial
Yeah.
trade. We can even figure out something as simple as I want to travel to BC, buy some products to do business across Canada, and then my flight ticket to BC is more expensive than if I go to Europe and do the same do the same deal. It's like, does it really make sense? Like, what half the cost of traveling from Ontario to BC is all fees.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if that's a federal thing or a provincial thing that we
I
need to.
think it's all of them combined.
Everybody needs to sit down. Like a lot of things that we can do to just reduce the cost of living. Yes, because there's only one or two airlines and they have the left, right, and center fees, and maybe the airports are not even equipped competition or.
Like, imagine if people could travel from this province to that province, they go buy some things there, they come sell in this province because this province doesn't have access to those things. Like, stimulate our economy just organically.
Because
But we've just kind of handicapped ourselves with the regulation. Like, just like, now we can barely move, and then it's like, oh, let's now.
We now have to now sign interprovincial trade. That's the thing I was telling you about politics. It's like now it's urgent. Everybody has to start acting, but it's so slow moving. Like the politics is so reactive that by the time all of these provincial barriers come down, it's like, bro, we're figured out.
We're in another election cycle.
We're in another election cycle. There's a whole different problem. Like now, like there's the whole what's it called? Time forward issue that BC is also.
Yeah, BC, Alberta.
Ontario is actually saying that they're not turning off daylight saving if New York is not, like, how are we still dependent on America?
I have no idea. I'm like, at some point we have to, figure things out. Like, cause stuff like that. Like, let's figure out what we can do in our own homes and like in Canada here before we go engage with whatever new world order that Carney's trying to build.
Don't hit on the new world order.
There's no new world order, please. Carney's
Don't hit on the new world order.
He's just grasping at like it's easy to be like, oh yeah, it's all the US fault. We're gonna build this new world order with Europe and Asia. I'm like, sure, but like internally there's
it's an old world order internally.
There's all kinds of problems.
I do agree. Like in our internal, the things that we can control. And this is where I say I'll give Pierre's speech and how he's been pushing. It's like, hey, home building, we can do that by ourselves. And you're saying, yeah, interprovincial trade, we can do that by ourselves.
Interprovincial trade. Pierre had his whole speech about recognizing credentials between Europe and Canada. Like, sure, but even in Canada, we don't recognize credentials across province. I'm like,
we should probably just let me just.
How are they not seeing the irony in all of these things that they're going out to do? Like, if you cannot trade between provinces, why are we now going to strike trade deals with other like?
That's why Doug Ford is liking trade deals. The same MOUs we're doing internationally, we're doing them interprovincial MOUs.
Yeah, the same country. I'm like, please, like, let's solve those problems.
But what I like is there's pressure to solve this. I think
it doesn't seem that way.
Though. No. I think, bro. Like, do you know? Like in previous administrations, no movement. Like once you sign one deal every 4 years. Like,
brother, the drama teacher was not really interested in.
Because I'm saying
anything.
Now there's a lot of pressure. Like, you don't see any prime minister work this hard as Mike. Like going. I'm saying, like, again, going to, like, how many trips is he doing? He's doing what? Australia, India.
It's like busy work. Just like, man, I'm so busy. What are you doing? I don't know. I'm just going from point A to point B, signing empty papers.
He doesn't have to go, is my point. He could stay back and just be talking.
Stay back and solve this, deregulate our economy. Figure out interprovincial trade.
But he's going to repair diplomatic ties because you can't find it. Like, yes, I agree that we can do some. Again, I'll call them small wins at home.
These are not small wins, man.
When I mean small wins, the scale of the international, like on the scale at which US basically packs their bag and goes. Interprovincial trade is small, my guy. Like literally, there's nothing like.
So let's do it.
Yeah, but again, that's why he has like a minister like that. I think they have the minister of interprovincial that set up the.
He created a whole.
Or I think there's a commission that actually works with all the provinces.
He created a commission.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, think about other countries and like how they became like world powers. Like, was it through like basically what Carney is doing, like partnering with other countries, or was it through like improving its own internal economy?
Great question.
To the point of other countries then being interested.
Thank you. Build things that other people want to buy. You figure it out internally first.
Yes.
Like this whole external first approach, it does not work. I'm like, we're just kind of but it's polishing a turd, like putting lipstick on a pig. I'm like, let's do the surgery internally and take out all the unnecessary things.
Yeah.
Fix our economy, start building things, and get people working again, get people excited about working again. And then we have things that people want to buy. And then you show up to a trade deal and you're actually showing up with products. It's like showing up to a trade fair with papers as opposed to products. You're like, yeah, just sign this understanding, and then by December we'll have a trade deal. That means by 2035 we'll have some products to send to you. Just one though, and then by 2045 that
Again, like the only thing I would say is Canada is not trying. Canada is not even pushing Canada for world power.
nobody wants him to push for
No,
world power.
because like it's just like in this
I
whole.
just want to make Canada great again.
Yeah, but again, great again can mean that we're going to be everybody's going to be coming to Canada to actually. It's like
They don't need to come to Canada. We want Canadians to be happy to be in Canada. We want Canadians to actually like Canadians should not have to travel abroad to explore greener pastures. Like we need to be able to do it here in our own country.
and I think Carney agrees with you. The only thing I would say is like Carney
He should do a Canada tour, not this Asia tour he's on.
I like that idea, low key. Like doing the Canada tour, interprovincial trade. I think what Carney is looking at is if there's any possibility that the USMCA deal or the Kuzma deal goes, he's trying to get ahead of it, man. Like that would be so disastrous. Like
I mean,
all we're talking about
his,
here.
his rhetoric does not seem like he's banking on that deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is like if I think Carney has a hint that this USMCA deal is gonna like it's going to come and he probably wants to do an election and I'm trying to say I don't want a Carney majority. Actually like that Carney has a minority and is leading. Even if it's just one seat shy, I like it that way. It's difficult politics and that's why I'm saying he's doing a good job with difficult politics because I feel like he will want to go for a majority before the Kuzma deal happens and that's why Pierre was saying, hey, don't call for an election until after the Kuzma, which is fine. I think he's not trying to do any of those political games, but I think he knows and has a hint that the USMCA deal might just go on off. If that deal goes off,
Yeah, but
and you don't have things that
who
are
will be
ready,
to blame if that deal doesn't go the way he wants it?
it's not Carney's fault to blame.
What do you mean?
It's not Carney's fault to
He
blame.
has literally announced that he's all about the new world order.
It's not Carney's fault to blame.
It's like,
man.
if somebody's coming to negotiate with me about a deal, and 6 months before they were with one of my competitors, essentially calling them the new world order instead of me. When you come to that deal with me, we'll see who the new world order is.
Look at me.
I am the captain now.
I am.
So whether like you cannot, there's nobody else for him to blame. He has essentially played his cards, and he has said the US is not a priority for him. Essentially,
Before that, like, did he just go and say New World Order?
he
for
has
no-
said it too.
No, but I'm saying like,
Regardless.
he didn't say New World Order for
See,
no reason.
He
There were,
has said it.
there were a lot of signals that US did. How do you just even tariff? Like, he would never have said that if like Canada was just exempt from any of those things.
Now imagine if Canada was a leader in energy and critical minerals. Do you think anybody would just open their mouth and start tariffing Canada?
No, but we're talking about solving two things simultaneously.
Yes.
We're talking about, hey, let's solve Canada's dominance in energy, critical minerals, which we seem to have a lot of. Let's fix the interprovincial barriers, which are things that we do. Let's fix our home building situation and create more jobs in those situations.
Let's fix our taxation situation too.
Probably, yeah, taxes might also help to attract a lot of investment and so on and so forth. Those things work. The issue is we're talking about how it ties to the average Canadian. Since US came in, this new US regime came in, it has been affecting the average Canadian like every month. Literally.
What do you mean?
From the tariffs that came in, literally caused problems.
Sure.
The auto factories closing caused problems. The threat of USMCs is before even the USMCA is even gone, the threat is already causing problems. So when USMCA now goes, it's almost like, bro, like the whole, like when everything is leaking, your roof is leaking. It's like, yeah, you can try to patch all of these things, fix all of these things, but if you know that in the next 3 months everything is going to come pouring down, you might want to go start finding roof repair shops to just come and clear the whole roof and fix the whole roof. Because if that stuff comes and you don't have any plan, is going to look so bad. So Carney is trying to, again, I think he's working one of the hardest I've seen any elected official work, because he knows Canada is like, it's like, when you're running a relay and all your guys have just messed up and they pass you the button and you're looking, it's like, bro, do I run this race or do I start fixing everything that you guys that I can
fix it? You have to run.
You have to run as fast. You have to do everything that you can do. People would like
Which
you
is
to
the
double
key
down.
word you have to do. You cannot stand there. Let me give you a speech about the New World Order.
No, but I think
I have this button in my hand, and instead of me to run as fast as I can to close the gap, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna sign MOUs.
no. What he's doing is like, look, US is about to come out of, like, US is leaving the foundation. Canada has relied so much on US,
Sure.
and that foundation is literally sleeping before our very eyes. As a leader, can I call India? Can I call China? Can I call Australia? Can I call EU? Can I call Germany? Can we get deals done? And understanding that as US is coming, you all would literally have a trade partnership that would replace or be good enough to replace USMCA. If he can get that done by the end of the year, he's in a better negotiation position for USMCA. Now, imagine you solidify a diversified trade partnership that can replace USMCA. Then you can look inward and start to fix everything that puts you in a bad place first.
That's where I disagree. I think he can do all of those things in parallel. I don't think Mark Carney needs to be the person flying all around the world having these conversations.
He can't send anybody because it was the Prime Minister's office that caused the issues in the first place.
He was one of the top advisors to, by the way. I mean,
who told us that it was Pierre Poilievre? And when I was supporting the Conservatives, I actually believed that. But now I'm looking at it like, if you are the top advisor, why have we turned down all the economic policies of your predecessor?
Because he saw they did not work. All his ideas did not work. He used Justin Trudeau as his scapegoat. It's like, here, try these ideas, these WEF ideas, and just keep taxing Canadians and businesses. Let's see what happens when you add more taxes on people. Yeah, they don't work. Now
or he gave Justin Trudeau ideas, and Justin Trudeau is like, nah, you don't understand how Canada works.
So who was Justin Trudeau listening to? Because he was certainly not listening to Chrystia Freeland.
He was not listening to Mark Carney, obviously.
If he was not listening to Mark, so who was he listening to? His McKinsey buddies?
Again, maybe we'll get Justin Trudeau on the podcast and ask him.
Yeah, he's too busy, please. Isn't he expecting a child soon or something?
Oh yeah, congrats. Well, that would be so quick. Like can we check if it's Someone, where do you get this? You got this from where? Your Orion.news.
Babylon B.
Like, it's crazy. But again, I think like the fact that he was he's like, I can, if I could get into the head of Mark Carney and assume what he's doing, I think he just has a hint. The foundation is about to be removed from the US. If I don't get ahead of this as a leader, it's going to look bad. And I think right now, for all the it's a rumor. Okay, fair. Still, congratulations in advance if Justin Trudeau, if you ever get another child. But anyways, the foundation is about to get away.
Yeah.
A good leader gets ahead of it before it becomes disastrous. That's what I'm saying. Just give my guy time. If he was to do any of the things that we're saying, energy, it's not going to even happen for 3, 4, 5 years. USMCA is going away. If he's moving the same way in terms of like negotiation, it's going away in less than a year.
So let's use the analogy of the foundation sleeping. So if the foundation is sleeping, the US is that piece that's moving away. The house is too heavy to not have a strong enough foundation. Now, whether or not you replace US with multiple other, the house is still too heavy. You need to get rid of clutter.
True, you probably need to he's getting rid of, like, again, people don't like what he's doing, but he's been doing a lot of, like, look at how he has talked about spending. He has reduced a bit of the spending. Again, the infrastructure spending, but the budget in general, like operational spending, he's reducing it. And so on. I think, again, we're going to keep having this debate, and I'll be the first to critique Mark Carney.
It doesn't sound like it.
When USMCA goes away, we don't have a good deal that replaces it, and we still also have in-house problems that can be.
I mean, if you're talking about USMCA going away, then even the more urgency to actually sign actual trade deals and not whatever he did in India. I'm like, okay, like December, like isn't that too close to when USMCA is going? Shouldn't he have these things settled by the summer, so we have
Again,
some sort of breathing room?
we don't have a lot of leverage in this. So, which is
India seemed to be willing to buy what we have to sell,
yeah. So let's
but then it sounds like they just called our bluff. We don't have nothing to sell.
no. It's like, hey, we're going to have the open line. Okay, what do you want? Here's what we're looking for. How can we come to an understanding? Again, separating the
And it's gonna
security.
take how many, like 9 months to figure
It's
out.
not. We're not just dealing with individuals here. We're dealing with massive economies.
The way I
Like,
see
do you know how
it,
long it took for
Canada has a
USMCA?
list of what they want. India has a list of what they want. Okay, let's get the right people in the room and let's.
That's literally what he did.
9 months.
That's
is
literally what he
way
did.
too
It's like,
long.
let's get the right people in the room.
9 months is way too long.
Fair, but I'm saying USMCA also took a long time, though. Remember when they were
Sure.
doing the negotiation? It takes a long time for massive countries to come to an agreement. And that's why it's like, look, we're agreed, we're going to put the right people in the room and come out with a deal this year. That's all he's saying. We come out with a deal this year. And then say, but anyways.
I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing what that deal looks like.
And then, yeah, like, I think we said, like, yeah, this is actually, like, we can end on this, actually, the singlehood.
Singlehood? Yeah, we can talk about that. But actually, before that, was just something I was happy to see. I don't know, not happy
Which
in
one?
the sense that happy. You know how sometimes you hear news of, let's say some third world countries, the state-run media is reporting XYZ.
Yeah.
And they usually say that with the idea that they are kind of undermining the integrity of what that media outlet is reporting.
Okay.
Canada has had its own state-run media.
Wait, I call it CBC a state-run media.
Oh yeah, state-run
How
media.
is CBC a state-run media?
If your sustenance depends on the coffers of the government,
Not the sustenance, like
what?
like a fraction of your
What do you
revenue,
mean
a fraction of your funding.
A
like CBC,
significant chunk of their funding.
I think it's like less than 50%, right? How much funding?
50% is such a 10% is a high. Like, imagine any business that the government is giving 10% of their operating revenue. Do you think that business would do anything that's out of line with the government?
I mean,
It is a state-run media.
I don't think like it's tied, but I don't think they will critique a lot.
I think CBC should if other.
So, according to Gemini, CBC receives about 66.7% of its
66?
Yeah.
from parliamentary spending.
There you go. That's more than 50%.
Right.
So it is state-run media.
I mean, government-funded news. How about that?
State-run media, which means
Government-funded, because the government does
the
not have
legitimacy
employees
of anything they're reporting about the
there. No,
existing
but the government does
government.
not actually like hire the people there. Government doesn't. It just funds it.
See,
It's like government-funded research. How
no,
about
no,
that?
No. This is state-funded media.
Because you can say, like, for example, like
Yeah,
government funds.
I mean, it's the same thing with government-funded research. You're not going to research something that's out of line with the government's priorities. Right? It's the same thing.
Okay, fair. I would agree with that.
State-run media.
But it's not imposed. It's just like, hey, we're funding this, and you're going to be researching. You're applying for this, and we're looking for people to fund things that we care about.
See, if you want to work for like any of these big agencies or whatever, where you require some sort of level
Because
of
even
clearance,
like there's a war, and state-run media in like Iran is different. It's not even funded. It's just imposed. Everybody listen to this news. We're not paying a dime.
and I am telling you that if the government is paying 67% of
But I'm
your
saying,
operating
like,
revenue,
in most state-run media, they don't even pay.
the government
They don't
has an
pay
opportunity
any-
to impose what they want through that said media.
You know, like I'm saying, like
Because
in most-
I mean, all Mark Carney has to be okay. So you guys have put out 10 articles about me that I don't really like. We're gonna.
I say
we're
that's
gonna-
why he
we're
cut
going
down the
to cut
funding.
your funding by 192 million in the 2026-2027 budget cycle.
Is that why he cut the funding
I don't
of
know.
CBC?
I don't know. But somebody must have said something that the states did
No,
not
but I
like.
thought you said like the house is too big, and then we should just cut down on.
And like I said, it's something I'm happy to see. They are less of a state-funded media as a result of that announcement. I mean, I don't know. Like there are other outlets that yes, maybe they get money from the government, but not 67% of your revenue. Like
No, but I'm saying like there are other countries, the state-run media in other countries, they're not they're not even paying, they're not even funding, they're just imposing. They put their people there, they fire their people there, and they
no, but
just
no, the government pays those salaries.
yeah, but government is not paying the salaries of
67% of your operating
funding.
revenue.
Yeah, it's funding.
Yeah,
Like it's
that
and I'm pretty sure it's
67%.
without questions. Actually, you don't have to report what you're spending on.
Yes, you do. The government does not spend money without asking
No,
for
we just put
reports
it
and
in line.
audits.
Government. But I agree that if we're let us look at that budget and say, hey man, Canadians are suffering. We can't be spending. Yes, Carney is doing some hard cuts. I know you're excited that it's on CBC now, but I'm just saying in general, like Carney is actually doing stuff that's
I
that
think
that
CBC needs to go figure out how to generate their own revenue without
Yes.
getting 67% of their money from the government.
that's crazy. But anyways, like I was saying, yeah, 66% or 67%. Maybe when they remove the 120, 120 what million?
192 million.
I wonder what that looks. I wonder what that turns to. What is 67? When they say 67%, how much is that they currently spend? Do you know how much that? What's 60? Because I'm wondering what if 120 is a huge chunk or if it's just like a drop in the water.
Oh, so I was just on a page. Their total revenue source, I believe, was last year had 10 figures.
10 figures for a media outlet.
It was 10 figures.
And the government is doing 67% of that. And they're doing workforce adjustment. Man,
Let me do.
we're running
What
out
is
of
10
time
figures?
here.
1 0.
So it's just a billion.
Just a billion.
A billion.
That's the total revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So government is doing 600.
600 million.
So now government will be doing 500. So yeah, like it's about 50% now. So it's dropping down to 50. So if it's under 50%, then I guess. But CBC does a lot, not just news though. So it's not just news. Government funds programming like movies. Like what was that CBC Netflix show that we watched recently?
Kim's Convenience.
Kim's
Children Rule
Convenience is a good
Everything.
one. Do you remember? There's one that was in I've forgotten. There was a Nova Scotia one
Nova
also.
Scotia or the one that's in the Arctic?
Oh, Arctic. Yeah. The First Nations one. Yeah. That
Is
was
that CBC or Netflix? I think
it's
that's
CBC
Netflix.
on Netflix.
Oh, CBC. Oh,
Have
yeah.
you?
North
Yeah.
of North.
Not-
Yeah, no, yeah.
But it's a CBC produced show, right?
Yeah, they have some good shows, no doubt. But
Yeah, but so government.
Kim's Convenience is done. Okay.
yeah, it's been a while.
But that was a legendary CBC show. Lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Talking about
At least.
CBC, this article that they released, the rise of singlehood could impact everything from housing to tasks. Having fewer children is a built-in drag on economic growth, expert says. So we need more children in.
Is that how you do International Women's Day?
I'm just reading what CBC
No,
said.
I thought you said like
And
last
this is funded by the
episode,
government.
you're like, children. It's like, oh no, it's not the episode. Like, we need more stress for. Maybe we need an economy that supports more children, or a society
tried
that
to say
supports more
The
children.
economy should support women staying at home.
No. The economy. Well, I'm not even saying any of that because it's International Women's Day, and
That's why you're not saying
like I
it.
said. No. I'm just making it clear that I do. What was I saying earlier in the
Let's not go back
podcast?
to what you were saying.
But I think like if we don't have like affordable early children education or early children support or things that allow for parents to be able to thrive with
Back
more.
in the day, people were having more kids and didn't have many of these programs.
But I'm saying like the economy is just too expensive, man. Like right now, like people have to work 2, 3, 4 jobs. Like kids in the mix is
I mean, what this article is saying, somebody named Chloe Bao, being single is the only choice that makes sense. And that more people would choose to remain single if they realize that they will be much happier.
the only thing I think this article is not really mentioning is right now, they like because I saw the article about the healthcare spending. We are literally our healthcare economy is being the budgets across the provinces. They're spending like half of the budget. I believe is what they were saying. I think just on healthcare, and that's because we have a very old population.
I mean, we're way below replacement rate. So if you look at the chart from 1921 to where we are now, the fertility rate has gone from 3.5 all the way down to 1 point less than 1.5, and replacement rate is somewhere just above 2.
Yeah, this is just signaling like a lot of the issues that Japan is also seeing. Healthcare is going to become more expensive. The budget is going to be carrying a lot of weight. Like productivity is going to be low. Like some of these things. So, I don't know why choosing to be single is the solution to this.
Yeah, I mean, they provide some things. They mentioned just rapidly failing or falling marriage rates and people prioritizing
Need to sign a
careers, education.
memorandum of understanding when you get into marriage.
I mean, what I'll say is that sure, not everybody is built to be in a relationship or get married or have kids or whatnot, but I think as Mr. Carney is doing his tour, he should add a line item. We need more kids in Canada.
See, Carney cannot solve heaven and earth problem, man. This is a heaven and
You
earth
talked
problem.
about existential problems. Climate change is this boogeyman that you keep bringing up, but this is a real problem.
No, I'm saying I'm not even talking about climate change like I'm one of the climate war. I'm just saying if you are a betting person, if you're an investor, if you're trying to be diligent in your investment, you want to have a strategy that covers all edge cases. Now, the short term, the mid term, and the long term. The risks across all of those things need to be. That's it. Again, maybe Kanye is just preoccupied now with replacing US in the foundation, but the fact that we're spending a lot on our healthcare budgets across provinces and also on the federal government. Like federal government is just a huge chunk of the operational cost. It's just sending money to provinces for expensive healthcare transfers.
We can talk about how when the government is the party responsible for making payment for any good or service, all of a sudden the price tag skyrockets because now you've seen what inelastic demand.
Yeah, healthcare is like one of
the government is send the invoice and okay, sign, send.
But I thought we're supposed to. Yeah, anyways, Canada is supposed to have one of the best healthcare systems in the world, but again.
Yeah, let's not go into public versus private healthcare because
I know you want to spend all the money. You want to give this private people to provide value for cheap healthcare.
That's how
you want BYD healthcare.
I mean, the healthcare is working in many other countries at a much cheaper rate than it is in Canada, and a lot of that is due to competition.
Not in US, not in UK. Literally. So
sure,
Canada is one of the
let's not use them as our.
I don't know what it looks like in India or what it looks like in most African.
What it looks like is that you bring in more doctors, you bring in more specialists, you bring in more private organizations. All of a sudden, there's enough competition to drive the price down.
Yeah, we need to figure out our health. The only reason I'm saying, like, there's something about like the balance of folks that are in our healthcare like system. And right now, it's obviously we don't have a young population. It's a lot to the elderly,
top end, yeah,
and it's very expensive. And we don't have a plan around it. It just looks like every year is just gonna keep increasing. It's gonna keep increasing, and maybe we need more prayers when it comes to healthcare.
Yeah, we do need some
miracles.
We need some alternatives to medication for sure.
Oh boy. Yeah. Anyways. What, it's already 11 o'clock over here. I have 1 more hour to go and celebrate Women's Day. So. Happy International Women's Day to my wife and my mom, y'all. Those are the 2 main women in my life, so.
There you go.
Shout out to y'all. Take it easy.
You also have a sister.
For the girlies.
I guess no happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day.
I said Happy International Women's Day, full stop. When you start qualifying things, you run into trouble.
Happy. Okay. Happy. Let me do this again. Let me name the women in my life.
Please.
My wife, my mom, my sister. Who else am I forgetting?
Your niece,
My niece,
all your
my
sisters-in-law,
sister-in-laws. Who else am I forgetting, yo?
your mother's-in-laws,
Oh my god. Happy International Women's Day.
your pastor, your manager.
Happy International. All the women in the world.
Yeah.
We'll see.